live. I'm so glad to be here. We're going to be talking about vocal technique today, the freedom we can get from vocal technique. This is what we want. We want freedom when we're singing. We want choices when we're singing. We want expression. Many artists that I work with are already free and easy, like artists, connected, expressive. Like that's the given, right? And what the artist might need is just to feel healthier on tour, vocally stronger. They're feeling like, oh, I just need some technique. Like a lot of clients come to me when they're just a little bit in vocal trouble. They're like, oh, I'm feeling tired on a tour, or I've made an album and I recorded all these songs, but I'm struggling to sing them live. So we're going to be talking about vocal technique and freedom from vocal technique, how technique can really help you feel free and easy when you're singing. Technique, if you get trapped in it, where it's like, oh, I'm trying to sing right, sing perfect, I'm trying to have the perfect voice, that is not going to help you. That is going to shut down your creativity. That's going to shut down your expression. That's going to shut down you being you and trying things. Not good. No bueno. What we do want is we want technique to give us freedom. We want technique so that every time you go out to sing every night, you're like, I trust my instrument. I feel confident. I can sing this song the way I want. I can sing it light. I can sing it strong. I can play with my keys of my song. Sometimes playing with the keys will make singing easier, so much more easy. So I want to talk about vocal technique. First of all, for anyone watching, please throw your questions in the comments. Let me hear what you're struggling with vocal technique. How can I help you? What answers can I provide to your questions? So throw me some questions and I will be glad to answer them. Okay, so technique, let's talk about it. I knew I was a singer from the age of 3. I started working professionally when I was 8 years old. I love singing. I wanted to be a singer. I'm like, what that person's doing, that's what I want to do. And I'm hearing Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder and Barbra Streisand and Elton John. I'm like, I want to do what they do. I love it. I was performing and working professionally as a performer, singer, artist, age 9. Started writing songs really young. Made my first demo when I was 14, 15 years old. A demo back then, what do I say back then? 54. A demo in how old was I? 14, so 1984. In 1984, there was no such thing as Pro Tools in your computer in your house. It was me going to a studio, paying money in a studio. I needed to do that song pretty quickly. I became a, 1 take, 3 take Sally, which later was a problem. I rehearsed so that when I went in the studio, I was nailing it. That's a good thing. Over time, what I didn't know and what I needed to learn later was you still want time to be able to explore in the studio, try things out, not feel the pressure to like, I got to nail it in the first, because that's what started happening for me. I thought I had to nail it, but that was coming from just recording at 1 a.m. to pay cheaper studio prices out of my own pocket. So, but that being said, Tina Turner, when she made her album, What's Love Got to Do With It, she recorded all those vocals in a week. She was ready. She did nail it. So I think that rehearsal, getting really tight, getting consistent so that your exploration in the studio is expressive and trying things, but that you're rehearsed so that you can nail it. But then what happened for me was I learned vocal technique, and where I don't remember this because I've been doing it so long, but apparently I used to belt to an E and then just switch into falsetto. And then I started studying with my coach. And he got me blending and mixing through my whole range, which was like, for me, it was just like, oh my gosh, singing's more fun and easy. That's what I want. But over time, due to my personality, due to the world around us, due to culture, due to the way I was mentored and taught, I became in service to my technique, where it was like, this is a good voice. This is the right voice. This is the way to sing. And so I felt less and less freedom and more like, I have a good voice out here and my heart and soul is trapped back here, and they aren't connecting anymore. They were getting more and more distant till I got to a place where I didn't like singing anymore. Didn't like the sound of my voice. I was like, what happened? I have a good voice, a voice that I enjoy and I like, and I don't like it. What happened? It took me a lot of time to unravel that, to unravel and learn that the place for technique is to serve me. Technique is there to make my life more free and fun so that I can serve the audience, which is to move you and connect and take you on a journey and a ride. And in order to do that, I need to be on the journey and the ride. I need to be having a good time. So technique was there to serve me, not for me to serve technique. I'm going to look at some questions. Technique is descriptive, not prescriptive. I love that. That's wonderful. Up your skills. When you have the skills to do what you want, it's just more fun. I think of it like painting. If you've got 17 canvases and there's a lot of yellow, you are lacking the ability to tell many stories. But if you're like, oh, I can paint with colors and shades, and I can do landscapes, I can do all these things. I have so many more colors and ways of express. Wow, now we're looking at a gallery show that's so interesting. So we don't want to sing from limitation. We want to sing from expansion. So I'm going to show you some technical stuff today that could be helpful. Not hearing your voice, obviously, you're going to need to figure out, like, well, does this apply to me and how can I apply it? There are some really core basic things that do not change, that we just start with physically using them until we get to a place of like using them spiritually for expression. But they are the same tools. The same tools I would tune up the instrument are the same tools I'm going to play it. And so I'll explain it to you. In my unraveling process, I had to learn to let myself do what I wanted, try things, have fun, explore. What do I want to say and how do I want to say it? And then in that process, it became over time Blueprint. The first session that I do with every artist, it's an hour-and-a-half conversation. We do some singing, of course, but the conversation around why do you make music and what do you love about it and what is getting in your way? What ideas and beliefs, please, in the comments, write them down. What ideas and beliefs do you have that are causing you stress and worry? What do you worry about when you're recording? What do you worry about when you go on stage? And if hitting the notes is one of those things, and usually it's the number one thing for singers, if hitting the notes is on your list of worries, your focus is off track. Do you sing to hit notes? Do you listen to another artist's album to hit notes? Do you go to a concert to hear someone hit the G? A 99-100% guarantee you don't. You go to be moved. So if you're focused on notes, you're actually, and again, this is not a judgment. Every singer on the list of things they worry about, singing notes is the top one for everybody. So it's something we've all heard. It's something we've all, got to be on pitch, got to be on pitch. But you're not singing for pitch. Pitch is just a byproduct of a tuned up instrument. So let's tune up the instrument. You don't worry about pitch anymore. I can go back to telling my story and expressing and having fun. So as an example, there are 4 points of contact with your vocal cords. They don't clap, they roll. And there are 4 points of contact. This angle, there's a muscle that makes this happen. This is your chest voice. Chest is not here, head is not here in your physical chest body. This is not chest and head. This is chest voice. This part of your cord touching. Another muscle makes this part happen. That's your head voice, and it's this angle. A lot of singers switch back and forth. So if you get tight or you find yourself yelling, that's pulling up chest. If I went, I'm just all in chest. I'm jammed up and I'm in chest. My larynx is going up. Or you might switch. Now you're switching like this. Falsetto is the edge. And you'll get a yodel because you'll go from the edge of the chord back down to chest. And you'll get a yodel on the way back. Okay, what we want is parallel. The chords meet in parallel and you get chest, head, blend, chest, head, blend, chest, head, blend, chest, head, blend. So we're going to get a chest connection, a head connection, and a blend. And what happens over time is you might start with a light blend, and over time, more depth of the vocal cord will vibrate, and you will get more a chest tone, a stronger, richer tone, but it won't be pulling chest voice. It's imbalanced. So just like, a tennis forehand has a certain, muscular alignment and coordination, your singing coordination is that we want to be in parallel all the time. Doesn't matter what note. So like this piano, as you move through your range, I'm always in chest and head. So that's the first part, is that we want those vocal cords to meet in parallel. Second is that the larynx, if you just do a quick little check here and you swallow, you will feel your larynx go up. And if you count out loud to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll notice it's not going anywhere. It's vibrating. When you swallow, larynx goes up, little flap closes over. Food and water don't pass your vocal cords, don't end up in your lungs. When you sing, you are meant to have your larynx in the position like you speak, relaxed and stable. It can go up and down a little bit, but you don't want those swallowing muscles. Swallowing muscles are like doing bicep curls and using your back. So I'm going to injure myself here, and I'm not going to get stronger here. So we don't want your swallowing muscles activated when you're singing. That's 2. So stable larynx, parallel chords. The third aspect is resonance. Chest voice primarily resonates in your throat, head voice in your mouth. And when you're exhaling properly, the breath goes through both rooms. So you are in frequency, like stereo frequency. Both resonating rooms are on. A lot of people switch. So if you're pulling chest, I got all this and none of this. I just lost the bottom now. So you're switching resonating rooms. But again, like this piano, this has mid-range and overtones. This has mid-range and undertones. So there is always chest and head when you're singing. I like to describe it like this. If your chest voice is yellow and your head voice is blue, we're singing green. You have chest and head everywhere. Bottom notes have head voice, top notes have chest voice. You're blending with the activity of the vocal cords. You're blending with the resonance. And style just gets to become like a game of ratios where you're like, oh, I can be light or strong. I'm going to show you what that looks like in action, okay? So here's me working through an octave and a half. And I'm going to explain one more thing to you about those breaks. I know a bunch of you are like, I have a break. I've got a bridge. What about my transitions? I'm going to answer that one in a second. I'm in stereo, frequency, chest resonance everywhere, head resonance everywhere. Not I, or I, or I. All of those are disconnected in some way. Blending, blending, blending. So let's talk about those transitions. Let's talk about the break. Let's talk about that. We can't prove this with science exactly yet, but it's a very, very, very good hypothesis. The vocal cords we can actually see in action with cameras, right? And magnification and slowing speeds down. You have one voice. You have 2 hands. You've got 1 nose. You've got 2 eyes. You've got one voice that has like infinite color and expression. We're not putting registers together. When we're in parallel, what we think happens around this E flat, A flat, A, E flat, E, A flat, A, it just depends where yours start. I'll use our singer's terms, right? A tenor, a baritone, a bass. Your first bridge will be where it is, will differ. An alto, a soprano. My first bridge is often a guy's second bridge. So it just depends where your first one is. But everyone has them in the same places. A flat A, E flat E, A flat A, E flat A. And it's like a gear shift in a car. First gear to second, second to third, third to fourth. And what we think happens is that the vocal cords actually stretch a little bit. They get a little thinner and longer. Just like a piano. A grand piano has long, thick strings in the bass, and they get shorter and thinner as you move into the treble. The guitar, you've got 3.5 feet of fretting. You're going to shorten the string. The girth is different. In this case, our cords are getting a little longer, a little thinner. And the point is that when you're in parallel, that thinning process can happen. When you're pulling up like this, it can't. When you're like this, it can't. So in parallel, you just get a longer surfboard. And by the way, longer. Do you know how big your vocal cords are? Most people don't. A lot of people don't. A lot of singers don't. Guys, if you are a biological male, take a look at your thumbnail. If you are a biological female, take a look at your ring fingernail, just the nail bed. That's about the size of your vocal cords. Size of a dime, size of a nickel, quarter, that's it. So while a guitar has about 3 feet to fret, you've got about 1.5 inches of action. So this octave and a half to my body is like microscopic movement, so tiny. And here you are thinking the song is like, this note's down under my hips and that note's up above my head. Nope. It's all just coming out your mouth on this tiny, tiny, tiny little surfboard. So I'm going to show you all my transitions, and I want you to hear. Tell me if you hear a change in my voice. Here's my first. I. Do you hear a change in my voice? No, I don't even feel this. This is my first transition, first gear. Don't even notice it. Just like when I drove a manual car, I had a gorgeous Quadrifoglio Alfa Romeo. I love that car. When you drive a stick shift, a lot of you are like, what's a manual? But when you drive a stick shift, you, the driver, and your passengers just shouldn't notice. It's not clunkety, clunkety, clunk. I don't notice my first transition. Here's my second. First, second. I. Do you hear or feel a change in my voice? I. No, there is no change in my voice. Yes, I've just gotten my second stretch of the chord, second lengthening. I don't really feel that one either. Here's 3 to high C. First, right away, second in the middle, third here. I. Again, I'll go slow. I. Smooth, easy, up to high C. I still have chest voice on the top there. No yodel, I have chest voice. I'm connected. I'm going, let me see if I got my fourth today. I should. Fourth. If I don't have my fourth, it's either because I have allergies or I haven't slept well, or if I've been singing incorrectly. Your range will shrink if you add too much weight or you're pulling around your first or second transitions. You will lose the top range. If you're pulling chest, if you've got too much weight on your voice, you'll lose your range. So when I said I should have my fourth, it's because I'm balanced. I still have chest voice on an F. If I didn't, you'd hear the yodel on the way back. How fun is that? So the goal is that it's free and easy and fun to sing, and you can be your best under all conditions. You're tired, you are angry, you're joyful and happy, you're sad, you didn't sleep enough. You should have all the tools to sing consistently night after night and to be able to express yourself. So let's talk about how we get some of these things going. Oh, I'm giving you all the answers right now. What it will take is guidance and practice to get these tools to be effective for you. I highly recommend getting a coach. There isn't an athlete in the world, especially athletes performing at the highest levels, that don't have multiple coaches for their entire career. And singing is an athletic sport. So grab a coach and a solid coach. If you need a recommendation, I can recommend. I, of course, do teach one-on-one with people, and I have awesome recommendations all over the world. It'll save you years. It'll save you years of struggle. So if, for example, if you sing, if you sing that ah, and you find yourself, for example, getting breathy, it means you lost your chest connection. If you're losing chest, it means you got to learn to keep your chest voice. And there's a couple ways you could do this. And again, I'm not hearing you sing, so we got to try. So if you're getting breathy, you might want to do something like nay, nay, nay. If you're really losing your chest voice, you don't have enough energy. Nay, 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 like neighbor. That's going to help you really get that chest connection. Nay, 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 nay. If you find you lose your chest voice as you ascend, nay, nays and na-nas can really help you. If you find you're pulling chest, like you're staying in that first gear and you're not letting the head voice happen, you're not letting a release happen. You might find like your larynx is going, oh, for sure, my larynx is going up. I feel like I'm yelling, or I feel like I hit the brakes and I got it really, really tense. This woof can help you. Woof, 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 woof. And you can say it a little bit like a dopey dog. That dopey dog can really help you get a stable larynx. Woof, 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 woof. I'm going to grab a tool for you. So Again, I'm not hearing all the people that are listening, all the people that are going to watch this. I'm giving you some like kind of big concepts to help you. So this nice dopey dog quality just helps to get the larynx down. It shouldn't actually sound dopey. It'll sound dopey in your ear, in your head when you hear yourself. But out in the world, it actually just sounds normal. So for example, if I said, woof, 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 woof. You don't hear dopey. I'll let you hear dopey. Woof, 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 woof. Less on the bottom, more on the top. And now I'm going to be a little dopey, but you're not going to hear it. Woof, 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 woof. I'm just adding a little dopey on the top one to make my life easier. Woof, 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 woof. I'm just adding a little dopey to give myself a little bit of press energy. Now, this is one of the most fabulous tools for the singer. These are the voice straws. Okay. Da, 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 da. There's a whole selection of them. On my website, in the shop, there's a code to get yourself a discount for these. These are the water ones. They come with a bunch of sizes and a cup. And I'm not selling you something. This is a game changer for getting that parallel action to happen. This is really great for helping you get that parallel action. It's also great for regulating your airflow. So, giving you all the answers, as I promised. There are 4 things that we adjust that we have an effect on that get your voice balanced. Vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. That's it, those 4 things. We get those 4 tools working together in tandem, in balance, and your voice is going to function and be easy all the time. Vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. 2 extra tools that you need if your larynx goes up or if you can't get a good chest connection. If you need more chest connection, you can be a little bratty. Na, 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 na. That little bratty is going to help you get that chest connection. If you have a larynx going up, that dopey dog is going to help you get the larynx down. So those are extra tools that you'll use as needed, especially like, for the first couple of months, and then you'll only need them when you need them. Vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. That's it. Vowel. We've got to get you to say your vowels in a way that you are aligned, just like you would tune the peg of a guitar. So let me show you a way to find this for yourself. Gentlemen, hold a note around here, ladies around here. Just hold a note and say your I, for example. I'll demonstrate a few. I'm saying it a little wide. It's a little sharp, you can hear resonance is a little bright. I don't have quite the bottom. Now, I know my modifying vowel. I'm going to give you a few that you can practice and try out. I add an like would, could, should. So I am going to literally hold the I and add until it feels comfortable and aligned. I. Can you hear and feel the resonance change? Can you hear and feel it gets very rich and easy? I do. It feels more vertical. It feels easier. It feels more open. If I went too far, it would be I went too far. I lost my overtones. So if you're a chest puller, if you tend to be wide in your vowel, would, could, should is really useful. That might be your modifying vowel. Also very, very important, whatever your first language you learned, that's the vowels set that you should use. So if you're a Spanish speaker, use your Spanish language vowels as opposed to try to get an American, let me say my American sound, my English sound, my American English sound, use your vowels. So for example, Spanish speakers, and O, I tend to find are the modifying vowels. If you're a Spanish speaker, and O tend to be the vowel you use to modify, to get your vowels to align. Japanese, similar. Usually O, sometimes A. If you're a chest puller and you're really wide, often the If you are not having enough chest and you tend to be really light, you're going to use an A like nasty or an like us. For English speakers, for example, is usually not your friend, And you might find a lot of your vowels are kind of buttering with an ah, like I wanna say, everything's like ah. That's going to pull you so far out of alignment. You want or Napoleon, I'm glad you're feeling this. So you've got to play with it. And again, grab a coach, get an outside set of ears who knows how to use this stuff to help you, because it'll save you so much time. But for example, I'll demonstrate a different way. If I was saying like, hi, you're going to need an ah. Hi, hi, I, or I. Hi, hi. The or the is going to really help you drive that chest connection. Latin singers, or o, usually do it, Spanish speaking. And so I like to describe it like this. I want alignment in the middle. Every vowel I sing should just be aligned. And I feel like I'm just in the same experience. We want the same physical coordination. And so if you tend to be too wide, which is this here, or like you tend to be too wide, you're going to add an right? Oh, you tend to pull wide, add draw you to the middle. Now, if you add too much for too long, you're going to pull yourself the pendulum. You're going to go too far. So we're always aiming for middle, balance, comfort, ease throughout my whole range. If you tend to be very airy and breathy, as over here, and are over here. So add the or the up. Now I'm coming from this side to the middle. So everything like a car speedometer, we want to be in the middle. And so it just depends on where you start, what you need to bring you to the middle. Vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. One of the biggest, where am I looking for? Oh, it's there. One of the biggest things that I have to help singers with, the straw. I was going to show you the straw. You can tell this is improvised, yes? I mean, I know my subject, I know my topics, but I don't have like a set of notes I'm following. Thus, okay, the voice straw. Why is this so great? This helps us get those parallel chords. You would use like the large straw in water, in a nice tall bottle of water, more than 4 inches. If this is the bottom, I'm not going to touch the bottom, but the deeper you go, the more back pressure you get in water. So if I had this, for example, I'd want to be down to here, and I'd want the water up to about here. And now I'm going to blow bubbles in water to help use that back pressure. If you find the water splashing you in the face, either A, the water's too high, but more likely you're blasting a ton of air. So we don't want that much air. We got to regulate our air. Your air is the wave you are surfing. Do not give yourself a 35 fast moving wave. We got to figure out a 5-foot wave that's so nice to surf. It's just so consistent. So, straw. This really helps that parallel action happen. I think I need another straw with this size. I'm going to put 2 of them together. One a little smaller than the other. This might be too small, but let's see. I'm just giving myself a little more diameter. That feels good. Yeah, so if it feels tight, I got to go a little bit bigger. If it feels like there's just so much air coming through and I'm not getting back pressure, then we got to go a little smaller. So I'm putting these 2 together. What are my numbers here? 3.5 and 1.5. So that's a total of 5 diameter. I have an OG set, so I just use one of my other straws usually, but with the water ones, I'm still playing around. Really important when you're using the straws is that your lips are puckered. It's wild, but it makes a tremendous difference. I'll show you. I'm going to purse my lips. You can hear it starts to get fried. It starts to pull back. It starts to actually stop my airflow. And so we want to really make sure that the lips are forward. I also like to catch a little in my cheeks. You can do your melodies of your songs through the straw. Get them all to feel the same. So, for example, I was singing but if you were finding like, well, it's kind of all over the place, get it to feel the same with the straw. My lips are very soft. I'm not squeezing the straw at all. Air is not leaking. So you're getting leakage. Nope. So this straw is one of the best tools for really getting those chords in parallel. Let me look at a comment that I'm seeing come through. Oh, interesting. So you're struggling with mix because you speak low in your chest, and you find your mix unattractive. Interesting. Okay, so a few things about that. One, most people aren't speaking at their optimum pitch. So you're used to a certain sound in your head. And what happens when I first start working with someone is it feels really weird. Like when we start blending, they're like, oh, this sounds so weird now, right? But we get very used, because you're just, what you say, when we say something feels or sounds unnatural, it actually is just unfamiliar. It doesn't mean it's natural. Like I've seen people bursting with like their veins when they're singing. They're like, yeah, it feels good. It feels normal, right? Normal or usual is not necessarily natural. So if, for example, you speak very, very in your bass and there's not a lot of overtones, I don't want to tell you to change your pitch. I would just say, try not to be in the basement of your voice when you speak. Just get out of the basement, but don't try to pitch up. And then what's important when you're blending is that you're not losing chest. So you might find when you're mixing, you might be losing a lot of chest. I found this to be really problematic with a particular technique where, yes, you're blending, but you're losing a third of your voice to do it. So if, for example, you're saying, when I'm blending, I don't have a yodel or break in my voice, but where's all my chest? When I'm actually losing like a third of my voice. And oftentimes when people are teaching the mix or the blend, they do it this way. They help you lose call it the break. That's the word everyone uses. You'll lose the break, but you also lost your soul because you lost chest. When you want to maintain your chest resonance through your whole range, we don't want to lose it. We don't want to sacrifice it trying to get a blend. You'll probably have less chest when you first start to mix because we start with a light blend and we get deeper. But that's super, super important. CF is also asking, I'm curious, where do you mentally hold your placement when you sing, and do you change that focus across different registers? I love that you are asking me this question. Like, would you focus lower notes in your lips? I love this question, and I'm going to tear it apart. No, there's no placement. There is no placement when you sing. When you speak, you don't think about your lips and your face. Like, you don't work that hard mentally. And my job in coaching is to help you have more freedom, more fun, less manipulation, less work to do. Let the body do its job. So, for example, when you just think about saying a vowel, your body will do it. You don't have to like shape it so much. And it can be useful. Like if someone's splatting, if you go, if you're going wide all the time, I might say, hey, ooh your lips for 2 weeks, because it will just stop you from splatting. It won't allow you to go, and then you'll start to feel what alignment can feel like, and then we'll let go of the lips. So no, there is alignment. There's a sensation when your voice is aligned. Most people will tell me it feels forward, it feels laser-like, it feels free and easy. So we want free and easy. I'll describe it like this. I want water faucet. I want lukewarm, comfortable water. Oh, nice. Oh, it's getting hot. Adjust the taps. Comfortable again, lukewarm. Oh, it's getting cold. Adjust the taps. Oh, it's comfortable again. The taps are vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. Adjust those. I'm going to do all the adjusting first and get you to experience what lukewarm feels like, and then what hot feels like and cold feels like. And we're like, nope, that's not what we want. We want this feeling of alignment, which is the parallel chords. When we get your chords in parallel, there's no placement. I know what it feels like to have my resonating rooms open. I can tell you for me personally, The roof of my mouth gets hot if I have too much tension in my voice. Literally, the roof of my mouth will burn. And I know I need more energy and I need more vowel and I need more energy. Yes, people talk about singing into the mask. Again, don't place your voice. Usually when you do that, you're just causing more manipulation. When we get the vocal cords aligned and both resonating rooms happening, you will feel it. Most people will tell me you feel it there. Because again, if you're feeling it back here, chances are your larynx is up and we're losing chest voice and it feels like a pull in the back of your head. Sound does not exit here, exits out your mouth. So one other thing I want to talk about here, because it's so important, and I want to give you a few tools for this. One of the things that I find I really need to help artists with is the difference between air and energy, because most people use air in an effort to get power or pitch. And then people will actually ask me, what's energy? Well, what do you mean by energy? So number one, energy is first and foremost your life force and your soul and your spirit. That is the biggest part of your energy. That is more than your physical body. So if you're singing with your head, I'm trying to hit notes, I'm trying to sound good, I'm trying to sing well, that's your head. You're going to be singing from your throat up. We want to be in our body, soul connected, passion. This is when you hear someone, you're like, oh, I'm so moved by them. That's what we want all the time. So even when we're working technique and we've got cognitive focus, we want to engage the emotion, vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. Your life force, your soul, your emotions, that's the biggest part of your energy. And then let's think about like, what's it like if you're practicing at home, you practice in a rehearsal space, you practice with a band, you have a stage performance. Those are all higher levels of energy. Each one, your energy level is going up. That's energy. So I want to show you a couple ways to engage your energy and airflow so that you can find more freedom of air. We want less of a fire hose and more of a gentle stream that's flowing out. We want the breath to exit the mouth and not get stuck at the throat. But you don't need a fire hose of it. So here's a fun tool to try. We're going to do some Cupid work. Okay? Let me see see that I'm getting my body in here for you. Okay, we're going to do a bow and arrow. I like to bend my knees, get a little up and down action happening here. I'm going to show you sideways because this is really important. I'm pulling my elbow back, moving my hand forward. I'm not punching. This is pitch. If you find yourself doing this, you're trying to hit notes. Promise it will happen to a bunch of you. I'm doing like a lat pull and I'm twisting my rib cage. In fact, let me just do this so you can see it better. I'm going to twist to get my rib cage to move from wall to wall. And I'm going to keep my head forward. And I like to bend my knees, like I said, so I don't feel stiff. I'm moving in rhythm. This is really easy. Woo, fluid and easy. I'm going to move to the rhythm of my song. I'm going to move to the rhythm of the scale. And I'm going to allow my voice to be affected by my body. If I'm doing this, and my voice is like this, I'm squeezing my throat and not letting my air come through. I want to release the air with my body. I'm getting more energy this way, and I'm getting better airflow. So if I do an exercise and say, when, first let me get the body going, and then I'm going to say, when, moving that rib cage. Now, I have air and energy. Like I got so much energy, you guys. I just as a person I do, but I've been working my voice like this for a long time. I have energy when I sing. I can press into my voice. So I'm demonstrate not having it. But you can already hear how like there's more release, right? Because so when I'm moving my rib cage, I am changing my breath. I'm gonna get better release. The rib cage is really a good tool to use to get airflow release. So again, if you're someone who feels like you're tight, or if you feel like you're working really hard, but you're not producing a lot of sound, it could be that you're blasting a ton of air, but your vocal cords are stopping it all. So this will help you get that release. This will help you get better airflow. If I'm doing a song, again, find yourself working in rhythm. If you find yourself fast or really short or punching, that's all indicating how you're singing. Oh, I'm trying to hit notes. I'm holding my breath. Long movement, legato. Bring that elbow back. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. This is going to give me energy to sing and be legato and have airflow. So this is a really good tool to affect your energy and your airflow. I'm going to give you another one right now. You can all try this right now while you're watching. Try this tool. Wherever the door in your house is right here, exit point, I want you to look at the door, face the door. Imagine that somebody is outside that door. Okay, you got a friend on the other side of the door, and say hey to them. Just say, hey. Yeah, go ahead. Give it a go. Now, if you found yourself really quiet, hey, they can't hear you. Hey, if you found yourself really loud or really pushing, you don't need that much. Like, imagine if someone was down the street, you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't go, right? You wouldn't yell. You wouldn't push that much air. It wouldn't be like, ah, and it wouldn't be, ah, you wouldn't be screaming. You just go, Helen, David. There's just a little more oomph in your voice, right? So, hey, make it long. Hey. And I'll use that word naturally. Quite naturally, our body, when you're calling someone, we actually do it in a pitch that cuts a little more. Like, because if I said like, Helen, that's not going to carry. So your body's going to very organically pick a pitch that's going to carry a little bit more. Hey. So now when you sing your song or you're doing some scales, I just want you to talk to the person on the other side of the door. It's going to help elevate your energy. If you said, my, for a guy, that would be here. Just taking you over your first transition. And ladies, that would be here. C to C. Just starting you to go over your first transition on this exercise. But just talk to your friend outside. My. If you find my, you're trying to hit a high note. Don't turn left. Don't go up. Just your friends on the other side. They're in the same place. Just talk to them. My. I need a little energy for that note to be easy. I need some energy for that not to be a reach. So we're playing with your energy this way. Talking to your friend on the other side of the door is a great way to increase your energy and improve your airflow too, because you can't do it if you don't have air. But this is really, really good. If you find yourself to be very breathy, this is really useful. If you find yourself like grabbing on high notes, this is really useful. I'm changing your air and your energy this way. So we want to use technique so that whenever you're singing, songs get easy and you can stay focused on connection. All these tools, vowel, effort, airflow, emotion, start physical. I'm just going to use them to tune up the instrument. And then as they become more automated, the body will do it. And you won't even have to think about it. And then I can use those same tools for expression. Vowel, I'm telling the story. Airflow, to tell my story. Adjusting my energy to be captivating. I was just working with an artist right before this, and we were playing with the keys of the song and getting them to have more energy in the chorus. As a result, then we raised the key, more energy, raised the key, more energy. And they're like, they didn't even realize they could sing the song in this key. Like they thought they had actually originally lowered the key because it was hard. So they're like, oh, it's hard. It must be high. I got to lower it. It wasn't hard. It was just sitting on the A. So when we raised the key above the A, it got easier. You don't want your chorus sitting right on that transition. You want it above it, get through the gear change. Now, here's the fun part. We raised the key again and again and again. And then when we raised it to the highest transition that we did, the experiment that we did, it was actually super awesome. It was it was strong. As they went up, I said, do you notice that your voice is richer? They're like, yeah, super weird. And I'm like, yes, because you're not getting tight on it now. We're getting more energy on it. You need more energy. We're leaning into it. So you're activating more chest, you're activating more connection. And then the highest key, which was so fun, because we got high enough and they wrote a terrific song, the melody got more dynamic and expansive. So when it was lower, everything was just kind of hitting easy in chest. But when we got higher, there were we had notes that could go to the head voice. So just for an example, let me think of that same song. If you're singing, like, depending on the key, if I'm singing, Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Oh, I want to dance with some easy. Like it's just, everything's the same, but it's also just range wise the same. But if I raise the key a little and if I allow more dynamic, especially by raising the key, so if I said, oh, starting here, oh, chest connection blend, oh, I want to dance with somebody. I'm going to allow, and I'm going to be the melody is giving me a chance to get more heady in places, which makes the chorus do this. It gets more interesting. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. I want to dance with somebody. If that was lower, I want to dance with somebody. It's all in the same, I'll use the word register. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of new resonance to kick in. I want to dance with somebody. It's not wrong. Like that might be the best key for the song. I want to dance with somebody who loves me. So it can be like that. But if I raise the key a little and I'm playing with the melody too, I have the chance to like go have more dynamic and new resonance kick in. So, I want to dance with somebody. I want to dance with somebody. I have a choice when I have good technique. I have a choice to lean into it. I have a choice to lighten it. I have a choice to be whatever I want anywhere. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Oh, I want to dance with somebody who loves me, with somebody who loves me. Whether I'm leaning in or singing lighter, I still have all that resonance kicking in because of where the range is. This is what we want. We want the freedom. I can sing it strong. I can sing it light. Now to do that, I often will tell artists, we have to find your home base. Like how much energy is required for you to sing through your whole range comfortably? Well, that's energy level 1. That's going to need more energy. More energy. That's the same, more energy. And then here, that's going to require even more. So there's kind of 2 gears. It's like, if I'm moving through my whole range, I would say, easy, energy, more energy, energy, easy. Easy, energy, more energy, energy, light. And then as I'm higher, energy, more, light, light, more energy. So light, energy, more energy, light, more. So there's 2 energy levels for me as I move, or for you, for everybody, as you're moving through your range. You're going to need energy and then you're going to need no more of it. In order for you to go through your whole range comfortably, we have to find your home base energy level. So let's call it 35 miles an hour. You need to go 35, 40 miles an hour through your whole range until it all feels easy and even. Forget dynamics and style first. Get it just to feel the same. Oh my gosh, more energy. Like I got gas on this. Like everything feels easier. Once we find your middle ground, your baseline, you're then going to be able to go 50 and 35, 55 and 25 without hitting the brakes, without pushing. Right now, you might find when you try to get lighter, it happens by holding back or getting really quiet. Or hitting the brakes. So you're like, oh yeah, I hit the brakes if I try to get lighter. I'm just loud and light. So when we find that middle ground first and get that to be really consistent, you're like, oh my gosh, singing is just easier. I'm not holding back now. I'm like, everything's easier. You will find then you have more dynamics. You actually will have much more dynamics. And as you get stronger, you will be able to do feels the same, but I can have lots of dynamics. Find your middle ground first. How much energy do I need for everything to feel the same? How much airflow do I need for everything to feel the same? You need less air the higher you go. You need less air the higher you sing. So you have to learn to reduce your air, increase your energy for everything to feel the same. Oh, I'm constantly surfing, adjusting, so it feels the same for a smooth ride. Lose the tips. Get it to feel the same, feel the same, feel the same. Okay, So this was fantastic. I hope that this was super, super helpful for you. Please DM me, ask me questions, ask me technique questions. I'm going to do more vocal technique. As I said, my online course Blueprint, it's the first session we do so that as you're working technique, we don't lose the heart of being an artist. We don't lose ourselves to technique. Technique is here to serve you so you can serve yourself and the audience. And to do it, it's vowel, effort, airflow, emotion. Ask me questions, DM me questions. I'm so glad. I love the questions you've been asking, and I'm really glad this was helpful for you. Play with your vowels, find a coach, ask me for a coach, get guidance, save yourself some years. The thing that all of this is about is to help you find your voice. This is all about you having your own expression. The way you say words, say vowels, and express yourself, your personality is what we want coming through. So when this is not tight, when this pipe is free and open, all your personality gets to come out. And then when you have more colors to paint with, you're like, ooh, I get to try things and find how I want to say this, and how do I want to sing this song, and what do I want to do with it now? This is all to help you have your true expression, your unique voice, your personality coming through, because that is what is the most interesting thing. A lot of the artists that I work with are established already or really do know who they are. So it's not about like, oh, how do I get heart connected? It's how do I sing easier so that heart can actually come through. And even, I mean, I'll give an example. Phenomenal artists that I work with, phenomenal as in like, been doing it for years, successful, beautiful souls, great songwriting. As we start working technique, everybody has habits. So when, for example, one artist I work with, we were working on what they actually called peak management. I like the language for it. You know, if you're singing and you're focused on hitting the interval, it's about pitch, right? So if you're focused on pitch, what actually happens is you lose the freedom to phrase a song however you want because you're phrasing for pitch. So if I was like, oh, I want to dance with somebody, I want to feel the heat with somebody, yeah, I want to dance with. When we focus on pitch, you will actually not say the other words. You're not even present for them. So if we take the height out of them, I want you to forget about the high note and really say all the words and make them feel the same. I then have the choice to do whatever I want. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody who loves me, with somebody who loves me. If I was focusing on loves me, I wouldn't be saying the with somebody. Now I know I'm messing up tempo. I'm just playing right now. What I want to show you is that if we lose focusing on melody, we have choices of playing. Oh, I want to dance. But if I'm focused on the, oh, I want to dance will be forgotten. I won't even fully say it. I won't be present to those words. So when we lose punching notes, you're going to find, oh, I have way more options to tell my story. I can rephrase, I can play with melody. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. I want to dance. And if I'm not focused on punching that note, I can then also sing it at any dynamic I want. Oh, I can get heady there because I feel like doing that. But if you're constantly punching notes, you'll always push them too hard, or you'll squeeze them, right? Because you'll squeeze against the air, or you'll yell. So either one is just punching notes. But if I'm not focused on notes and I'm focused on feeling and consistency and now storytelling, oh, so much more option. So again, DM me, ask me questions. We want to have more fun. I want you to have more fun on tour, sing night after night. And as my client said, I know this is where I would be tired, and I'm not. I'm not tired anymore. It feels fun and feels so much better night after night. Yes, that's what we want. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week. We'll be doing more, always more. Have fun. I appreciate you. I'll see you next week.